Welcome back to The Scope. I am Chance, your host today, and I am sitting with Greeneyez Loko, and we are going to be discussing his See No Evil debut single with ReScope Records. It is a part of his Pogs and Marbles album, so make sure that you stick around and listen to our singles bundle at the end of this episode. Welcome to The Scope. I'm sitting here with Greeneyez Loko. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Hey, it's my pleasure. So I like to start off with a little icebreaker when I have people on the podcast. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to count down from 3, and then we're going to say our own imaginative numbers. Okay? It can be anywhere between 1 to 100.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1,
One,
2,
two,
3,
three.
11.
I was going to say 8.
Oh, shit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
12.
One.
One more?
One more? Yeah, it's only 3 times.
Okay.
I think we'll be good. Okay, ready? 1,
One,
2, 3,
three,
5. Oh, okay.
Just like that.
Loving it. So Greeneyez Loko is actually here today at The Scope because he's going to be discussing his debut album, Pogs and Marbles, as well as his debut single, which is See No Evil.
Definitely.
So is there anything that you want to say before we get into the nitty-gritty of See No Evil?
Just when you actually hear the song for the first time, make sure you're playing it with some big speakers.
Make sure that bass is bumping?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
So key takeaways, too, with See No Evil, because I had the opportunity to listen to it myself, is really the background with See No Evil is kind of Buddhist. So it's see no evil, speak no evil, and hear no evil, correct?
Yep.
All right. And so what does that mean?
That just, for saying see no evil, hear no evil, nor I speak it, it just tells people that I came from where it was spoke about, it was heard, and it was seen. So I'm kind of just expressing, letting people know, like I'm choosing not to see no evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a choice that everybody has to make just by their own perception and how they perceive everything.
So always looking towards the light.
Yeah.
And never towards the darkness.
Yeah. You can get out of the darkness, but you shouldn't try to get in it.
Yeah. Not only see the light, but also shine it, right?
Yeah.
I like it. So with See No Evil, is that why See No Evil as the title of the song itself?
Because it's a transition for me. You know, this was my first studio song with the label, and I was kind of thinking of just that transition from coming from where I came from and the opportunities that I have now, and just kind of showing people, like, even though I've been through all this stuff, I can still see the light, and like you said, you know what I mean, and just letting people know, like, it doesn't just, like, I wasn't born signed to a label, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't a signed artist from birth. I had to go through things and just tell my side of the story.
So what's the difference? Because you are a local Utah artist. You originated in San Jose, California, correct?
Yeah.
So what is the difference of music scene in relation to California music scene and the Utah music scene?
I think the lifestyles were a lot different. You know, in the Bay Area, we rap more about like situations. It's more like situational rap, just kind of storytelling and being kind of well, we call it hyphy, but like just being super excited about it. Even if you're rapping about something bad, we could turn it into something that you could dance to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has a good dance ability.
Yeah, definitely. And I say the music scene out here in Utah is kind of you know, it adopts most of the best qualities from other regions and genres, you know what I mean? So it's a good melting pot. You kind of get a mix of everything. And when I add my Bay Area flavor to what I'm around now, I think that's where like that perfect balance is.
I'm glad that you said that because it kind of leaded into my next question of, did you, with this song of See No Evil, did you take some of that Bay Area, how would I phrase this, that Bay Area hype and mix it with also how it is that music is released here?
Oh, definitely. Like, so what I try to do is, a lot of people want to make like Bay Area music, and Bay Area music isn't a sound, it's a feeling, you know what I mean? So like when I went into the studio that day, I made sure that they knew I wanted like a heavy bass. You know, I wanted something that would make your trunk rattle.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be boomy, in your face, kind of aggressive, but not super like not crunky. But you know, it got a little hyphy. You know what I mean? Like you could bob your head to it. If you learn the words, it's a fun thing to rap too. You know what I mean?
I think should I try rapping it real quick? I think I got the beginning of it down.
Let's see.
Okay. Beat? No beat? Oh, shoot.
You got to do it a cappella.
Oh, really? Okay, a cappella. Let's see. Okay. Okay. See no evil, I hear no freaking A. Okay, let's start again. Okay, see no evil, I hear nor speak it. Smile now, I'll be crying over the weekend. Real rap's back, and I know that you need it. Greeneyez Loko, only say it if I mean it.
Only say it if I mean it.
Ooh, yes. Okay. How'd I do on that one, though?
The rhythm's off, but
I could feel it, yeah.
It's all good.
There was no beat.
You'll get it. Once the beat comes on, you'll feel it.
Okay. Maybe sometime throughout this, we'll have to play it a little bit. That way we could rap it together.
Well, we'll be shooting some things later. So,
so I understand that you have some content coming out to help with the release for exposure purposes. There was a press write-up as well, and then a music video dropping, right?
Yep. We just shot the music video, too.
Okay, perfect. So where'd you shoot the music video?
Oh, you know, we had to do it at home in ReScope Records, you know what I mean? So we got the studio involved. You know, people try to come into the studio and film, but I think my perspective on the studio is different because I'm in there so much. I see it differently than how people imagine a studio would be. So I just I took my own, you know, like my own self-worth for the studio and just kind of incorporated myself into it. Yeah,
so you morphed it so that when portraying this video, it's really a Greeneyez production, you know, a viewpoint of the studio itself.
Yeah.
I like that. Who features in the video?
So we got Coleon.
Okay.
He's another artist, and you know, we do a lot of work together, and he's been a big part of this project too.
Nice. So going back to See No Evil, because I did mention that it was a part of the Pogs and Marbles album.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the title for the album.
Yeah, Pogs and Marbles, man. Just, you know, I grew up in the 90s in the hood, you know, like Pogs was kind of a way for us to gamble as kids. You know, we would go around the neighborhood and try to, you know, see how many Pogs we can come home with. And that was something that like really stuck with me was playing for keeps. Like nowadays, little kids don't play for keeps. They probably don't even know what that means. You know, they get mad when someone touches their stuff.
Yeah.
In the back in the days, we would lose toys that were bought for us. Like, you know, I don't even remember where we would get them, but we just had Pogs. You know, like they just fell out of the sky one day, and like it became like a currency. Like I wanted to see what Pogs you had. You know what I mean? If I see you walking around with the tube. Mm-hmm. Don't let me catch you walking around with a tube in your hand, bro, because I'm going to see what you got, you know what I mean?
Kind of like a little tradesy situation, you know?
And, like, with the marbles, too, like, as far back as I can remember playing with marbles, like, I would be down to, like, my last couple marbles and go to the neighborhood and, like, come back with a sack full of everybody's marbles, and they'd be really upset, you know what I mean? So just that whole mentality of, like, playing for keeps, I just felt like it was the time to, like, really let people know, like, I'm not just doing this for, like, a hobby, you know what I mean? Like, I'm playing for keeps with this shit.
Exactly. So your debut album, Pogs and Marbles, Playing for Keeps, it's for that exact reason alone. It's a solidification within the music industry here in Utah.
Definitely.
Because as of right now, I mean, there's only so many local artists whose names are known, and luckily yours is one of them.
Yeah, so, definitely. Shout out Salt Lake.
Yeah, shout out Salt Lake for sure. And within this is actually your first release because you were formerly known, and let's not say formally because you still do work with 420 V-Boys.
Oh yeah, that's so 420 V-Boys is a lifestyle. You know, you can never change that. You can't take it out of you. It's not something you learn. You know what I mean? It's it has its rite of passage and it's earned, and we, you know what I mean. Everybody that's in the crew, you know, we all do our own thing, and that's just something that at the end of the day, no matter what business or what career choice we have, like at the end of the day, we're 420 V-Boys.
Yeah, and you know, just for audience sake and whoever is watching that doesn't know what 420 V-Boys is, it's really 420 V-Boys is you and Taylor who originated. You originated back in San Jose, right?
No, so we originated out here in Salt Lake in 2016.
Okay.
It started off just as like a smoking crew. You know what I mean? There was 5 of us, and you know, it just we were so heavily into smoking and you know, making sure everybody had something to smoke at all times. It just became like a tight-knit circle of us 5 friends, and then, you know, more people started coming around. So the V-Boys was just paying homage to the original 5.
Yeah.
But, you know, 420's worldwide now, so.
That it is. I mean, and you guys really made some movement in opening up the talk on cannabis in Utah households.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I remember a bit of that. You know, I know that you went out to a couple different local hemp farms and shot some different music videos, worked with marijuana, and you went out and you did some of those food drives, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, we just tried to normalize it, try to bring it into the household, and just, you know, there's a huge stigma on pot itself, so we just kind of let it be known that we're here. There's plenty of other people out there smoking that just are either afraid or scared to be criminally charged for it. Or, you know, there's so many different ways you can get high in Utah, you know what I mean?
So really taking away that stigma and pointing out the good effects that it has on one's mentality, or like 420 V-Boys is having a group of people to have open discussion on the benefits of it.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and not only that.
Yeah, educating for sure, because people think that weed just makes them paranoid and you know, dumb or whatever, but like I know plenty of business owners. I know people that are, you know, moguls in their career paths. Like in every nook and cranny of the industry, there's stoners, you know what I mean?
There's somebody somewhere doing something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You being a part of 420 V-Boys and then signing individually with ReScope Records, how has that affected your music creating?
It hasn't affected it. I think it opened it up because as a group, we were solely for the group, you know what I mean? Like we didn't really have a lot of outside influences or people from the outside getting into what we had going on. So now that we've been working on our solo projects, it opens that door for more people to want to come and work with us. And, you know, sometimes they get lucky and they get both of us on there. Sometimes they get one or the other. But now people feel like it's more approachable. You know what I mean? Like when you hear a group's name, you kind of feel like, oh, that's a gang or a crew, or maybe they're all related, or, you know, you kind of feel outcasted, you know? So now that we're solo artists, like people have been more approachable to us and shit. So it's been pretty dope, you know, like me and Taylor still work together. You know, we still have that same vibe, the same sound, the same quality. So it's pretty dope.
I like that. So with See No Evil, you know, I'm really excited to see the music video as, you know, I know that you did work hard on it, and I kind of get more of the behind the scenes viewpoint on that. Yeah. So what is within your music process? How kind of tell me a little bit more of how that goes, because I know that to be musically inclined, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are just like, oh, you know, like I wish I could spit like that, or I wish I could make a beat like that, or anything along that line. Is there any kind of advice that you could give anybody that's up and coming?
Yeah, my biggest advice for anybody, whether you've been in the game for 10 years, 20 years, or just starting, is just stay true to yourself. You know what I mean? If you're making music that is real, then real motherfuckers are gonna know, like, that's real. That's some real shit. You know what I mean? When you leave room for people to criticize and judge and ridicule and really try to find out if you're about what you're talking about, you know what I mean? Like, that only gets you so far. Yeah. And your longevity just gets shortened. But if you stay true to it, people they're gonna like relate to it, reminisce with it, and kind of just be more engaged with it. Yeah.
So I also know that there's a verse in your song, See No Evil, and it says, what does it say? It says,
what does it say?
Came a long way from doing free shows. Yeah. Yeah. So my viewpoint on that really is, you as an artist, in the beginning, you take free shows because you want that exposure. But doing these free shows can also cloud what it is that you've earned as an artist, what you've done along the way. And so can you elaborate a little bit more on that verse?
Yeah, so with the whole free shows, it wasn't I would still do a free show, you know what I mean? Because the music is the reason why I do the shows. But as far as free shows, what I was meaning mostly was like shows that don't get charged at the door, you know what I mean? Because when people don't see value in something, they're less likely to go and put more value into it, you know what I mean? They don't want to go somewhere that's just, like if I hear free this, free that, I'm kind of like, oh, it's going to be cheap or it's going to be not exciting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wanted people to come to my show and feel like I remember people saying like, bro, I would pay to watch this shit, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like I paid to watch a 420 V-Boy show or a Greeneyez Loko show, you know what I mean? So that feeling of value is what I was talking about. So like we're not doing free shows as far as like if you're going to charge, we're going to give you what you pay for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't put value to the shows, then who's really coming to support you?
Well, and I mean, we're going to give you what you pay for by whoever's putting the show on, but not you as an artist yourself, because you know, Taylo and all of our other signed artists or any here in Utah for that fact would hopefully only show exactly what it is that they are. You give 100%
definitely.
Every time.
And a lot of the free shows that we did, you know, like we've performed the same show in front of hundreds of people, the same show we give like 10 people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just because we wanted to build that value. You know, we wanted people to be like, damn, I just came to this show, bro. Next time I would pay to come to this show.
Oh, absolutely. It's building the value.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean,
and we built that shit tough.
You have, especially as 420 B-Boys, so I can only imagine how it is building it as individual artists now.
Oh, it's even doper because now I have more people I could bring on stage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a couple different signed artists to this label, and it'd be really nice to have each one of them up on that stage with you at some point, right?
Yeah.
See no evil, I hear, no I speak it. Smile now, I be crying over the weekend. Real rats back and I know that you need it. Greeneyez Loko, only say it if I mean it.
Shout out to ReScope for having us in their building today to shoot this podcast episode. If you want further information to find out about ReScope and the services that they do offer, all of the information will be in the description of this podcast episode.
So with See No Evil, it was like basically just letting people know like everything that has led up to this moment right now has been talked about, it's been put out there into the universe. The songs that come after that is like what is happening now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, life changes when you become an artist that is actually being published and marketed and promoted the right way. So, like, things are only going to get better from there for sure.
Because you have a bit of a difference now and a bit of a leg up because you sign with a label, ReScope Records, and then not only the label itself doing a lot of work, but their partner, ReScope Marketing.
Definitely. You know, I feel like a different person, and it's weird because nothing's changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the bragging rights are still there, you know what I mean? The skill is still there, the practice is still there, the hunger and the need to make music is all still there. It's just like now you got like a bag to play with and like you got room to not sit there and write about the stress that I'm going through, but rather the achievements that I go through, the blessings that I'm able to give people, and just the blessing of being able to make music and not have to be limited by a 9-to-5, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the fact that you have a team.
Definitely,
you know, having a team always having your back and supporting you.
Definitely. Can't do nothing without the team, and that was something that we learned from the very start was the more things start rolling, the more you need help kind of controlling that role.
Yeah. So how is the difference between, you know, before you were signed to the label and after signing the label on the point of within this label, you have everything that you need at your fingertips to grow that opportunity of exposure. And so really what's the difference as an artist being outside the label and having to go and find your producer, your engineer, going and getting photo shoots, a video done, finding somebody to do your album cover art, but you won't need that because you're creatively inclined in the digital artworks as well, other than an artist.
I think the need for money, like that was a big issue with doing a lot of work with people it always came down to the money and not the art. When you lose sight of the art is when you start getting that fake feel or the human generated like bullshit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When people are doing it for the art and for the love of the passion, you know what I mean? You get a better result and the work just flows better, you know? Like I've noticed that the people I'm around now, the energies are always higher, you know what I mean? The room is always, even when the lights are off, it's bright, you know what I mean? Like, because you could feel that energy and the creativeness happening. But when it's just like, hey, like, let's go do a song, you pay 50, I pay 50, and, you know, we'll go to this one studio down the street, and I don't really know the dude, but, you know, he's cool, I heard he's cool, and then you go there and, like, the vibes are off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was always a big impact on the music that we made, you know, just dealing with a lot of different people and seeing people's, like, true colors or their actual intent. You know, sometimes people just want to help you because they know you're onto something. Mm-hmm. And, like, now that you cut that out of the equation, people just want the best from you. You know what I mean? Like, now I just want you to go make the best music.
Yeah.
Now I want to see the best visuals. I want to see, like, what you can actually do when you eliminate all that negative energy that gets sucked from you as soon as you walk into a place you're not comfortable.
Yeah. And it makes a big difference. I mean, when you're continuously having to travel, you know, around the city to find the right people to help you promote your music, mm-hmm. I mean, it can be really diminishing at some points when you get to the final production, the video's done and everything. Yes, you like it, but you didn't create an actual bond or relationship with any of the people that you worked with.
Yep.
You know?
You just made a payment for a service, and that's when things start getting watered down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it becomes time. Because money's time. Time is money. So you pay for these services, then you limit their time, and people only give you what you pay for. And so it's like, what are you really doing this for? If it's just the money, like, cool, let me just get this little service from you, and then just, we don't build that relationship. You know what I mean? Some people I've done business with, like, when you build a relationship before you do business and after you do business, that's what counts. Mm-hmm. Because then you see, all right, this person's not doing it just for the money, because I'm not even paying them for nothing, and we're still fucking around. Yeah. And we're still fucking trying to come up with ideas and create some shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm going to pay you for your time if we start working. But if you're here to sit here and you want to share ideas with me and you want to, you know, collaborate on something, like, by all means, let's do that shit. You know what I mean? And not a lot of people want to do it these days.
I'm glad that you said collaborate, because there's a big difference between paying to play and a collaboration between like-minded individuals.
Oh, definitely.
And even if you're not like-minded individuals, I mean, the differences within thought, it helps bring to life something even greater sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you don't always have to agree on everything to have the best outcome, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you decided to join us today, you know, on the scope, because it's not very often that we get to hear somebody who's been in the music industry for the long amount of time that you have.
Yeah. Hey, it don't matter how long you're in it, you know, like, you could have a breakout song tomorrow.
Oh, definitely.
I might have a breakout song in the vault that we haven't even released yet, you know what I mean? So it's just, I'm just enjoying the process and the journey and seeing things from different ways, you know what I mean? At first, just being an artist, just kind of out there drifting around, you kind of like take a lot of influence. Mm-hmm. You try to see what works for other people and try to implement it, but when you're just in that zone and shit's just going how it's supposed to go, like, it's crazy. It's a whole different feeling of making music, you know what I mean? I'm more expressive now, and I kind of don't care what people think what I'm saying is cool or not. I'm kind of just being, like I said, just true to myself and just being relatable, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and rap about $1 million. I ain't made $1 million yet, you know what I mean? And so you could hear that. You could hear it in the music, you know what I mean? And everything I say is true, and the way I word it is all me, you know what I mean? That's my style.
Yeah. Well, Green, what are the key takeaways that you want your audience to gather from this album and this single?
Just know I smoke a lot of weed. You're probably going to get high just listening to it. You're going to want to get high listening to it. I didn't stick to one general, like, theme. You know what I mean? I kind of just took everything that was influenced to me in the 90s. 90s is kind of my theme, you know what I mean, because it's starting to come back. But like the whole Pogs and Marbles things, just know every song that I made for this album, like I'm playing for keeps. Like I'll go song for song with anybody right now.
Yep.
And I guarantee I'm going to walk away with that shit.
Oh, I like it. You're confident.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And talking about singles releases, ReScope Records is doing a singles promotional bundle where you get 5 content pieces, a music video, a press release write-up, and a 10-second liner. So take advantage of it, Utah local artists. Now let's hop back into talking with Greeneyez Loko about his single debut, See No Evil. So with this, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on the show today. And if there is any closing things that you want to shout out to not only your audience, but to, anybody on your team, we'd love to hear it.
I just wanted to let people know, like, this point in my career, I'm really just, like, playing for keeps. I'm not holding back. I'm not really caring what people are thinking about the music that I'm making. I'm being more expressive and being true to who I really am. You know what I mean? As an artist coming into a culture of music that I was unfamiliar with, and just kind of captivating and putting my mark on this industry out here has been pretty dope. And, just being here with ReScope has just been, like, life-changing for me with, like the whole 9 to 5, taking that equation out and just letting me do what I got to do. Big shout out to Jeff and Brad for that.
So with playing for keeps, is it more so playing for keeps with your position within the music industry, or playing for keeps within your position here in Utah?
In every aspect. In my life right now, like, everything I do, I make sure, like, I got a lot to lose, so I'm always playing for keeps, no matter whether I'm doing music, a song with somebody, a show, like, I'm playing like I could lose it all.
I like that. So for fans, family, friends watching, followers, anything along that line, what are your social media handles that they can follow your pages and listen to your journey?
I'm glad you asked, because, we got that website up, greeneyezloko.com. It's official. We got everything that I got going on there, social media links. It's kind of a one-stop shop for me. I definitely won't disappoint. Y'all stay tuned. We got some heat coming.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Green. Like he said, stay tuned. I mean, he is releasing his debut single with ReScope Records, and that is See No Evil, a part of his Pogs and Marbles album. I'm Chance, your host, and this is Greeneyez Loko.
Yeah. And this is Matila.
Oh, yes, and that's Matila.
One.